Hi folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. Over the last couple of years, I've really got to sort of focus my fishing in using some of these new smaller baits. And I'm talking about really small baits. Most of you would never consider using some of the things that I use in thinking that you might catch big fish. But that isn't the case at all. And I want to tell you about those baits. However, there is a disadvantage to using small baits, and I want you to think about this. If we're practicing catch and release, one of the most important things for us is to be able to get the hook out of that fish's mouth without injuring it. Well, the smaller the bait, and generally speaking, the smaller the hook, then when these fish strike, they're in the process of swallowing at the same moment. And if it's a little bait, they can swallow that pretty easily. So as a fisherman, you have to be able to react to that strike immediately, or that bait's going to go down in their stomach. And I think this to me is one of the biggest disadvantages of using these small baits. But I got to tell you, when I'm talking small baits, I'm talking soft plastic baits that are no more than 2.5 inches long. And most of the baits that are made and have been made for years and years are bigger than that, especially when you're considering bass and walleye and pike and even muskies. But every time I have gone fishing in the Grass River using these tiny little Z-Man baits, that's who makes them, Z-Man, that's the name of the company, I have caught a muskie. Every single time I have caught a muskie, and I'm not fishing for muskies. But what that tells us is that these sport fish that we so glorify, these big smallmouths and these muskies, spend a lot of their time feeding on small stuff because that's what's being washed down in the water. That's what's available to them. So if you haven't been using these small baits, I got to tell you, I think you'll catch more fish. But there is sort of that responsibility to become even more of an aware fisherman and not give those fish a chance to swallow. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.